That's just Black Panther busting it down. Oh, anime waifu fuck simulator. Oh, there's a bad guy and it's gonna end the world. Holy fuck.
Artlist
Women, not video games. What the fuck am I saying here? This game's for the gays! Hello and welcome to the video. Just a quick warning, this video does touch on subjects such as homophobia and the LGBTQ+ community, and use words that may not fit your worldview or things you may find acceptable. I just want to say I am not here to change anybody's point of view. I wish to only point out the flaws in people's logic when it comes to the statements they make. While I might not personally agree with them, people are still allowed to have their own views of the world. I do need to mention that this was a live reaction. I had never seen or even heard of this video before. It went viral back in 2024 and I just have yet to see it. That being said, like, subscribe, share, and enjoy the video. Okay, this is gonna be bad. Whatever comes out of this is just going to be awful. As you can see by the title of this, it means exactly what you think it does.
Has happened the past 20 years. Is it a soy-based diet doing this? Is it the rise of...
Already going for soy off rip is crazy. Soy has been a thing for so long. Like tofu, been around longer than America. Like, I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Yes. Is it the rise of OnlyFans simping doing this? If you have recently had the thought, I wonder what new pumpkin-flavored items Trader Joe's has, be careful.
That's true. I am sick and fucking tired of pumpkin flavor. It is an awful fucking flavor. If it wasn't named pumpkin after a holiday, you know, Halloween, it'd just be squash flavored. Like, if pumpkin wasn't correlated with Halloween, it would just be squash flavored. And that is disgusting to think about.
For my brother in Christ, you might be gay now. But if there's...
Okay. Again, shitty flavor.
There's one thing that is straight as hell. It's the rock-solid video games of the 2000s. Your Gears of War, your Medals of Honor, your Chronicles of Riddick's. These games were masculine as hell, and we want them back, and we're
never heard of the Chronicle of Riddick. I know Medal of Honor. I know Gears of War. I played Gears of War when I was super young. Like, single digits. Medal of Honor I might have played, but from what I remember, it was just Call of Duty. No,
boycotting video games until they come back. I recently saw this disappointing photo of Phil Spencer being pushed out of the photo by two domineering girl bosses who are probably unfulfilled because they're trying to succeed in the corporate world instead of having children at home like God designed them to.
Wild fucking statement. That is a wild fucking statement. They can make video games. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there is this tendency in the video game space to appeal to men, which women may not fully support or comprehend how to do. I mean, there's so many games that revolve just around sex. Like, there's so many free games on Steam that are just anime waifu fuck simulator, revolve around men. I'm not saying there's no games that revolve around women, but there is a tendency to revolve around men, like Call of Duty, War, God of War, Gods and Titans and murder, Need for Speed, racing in cars, all are generally associated with male characteristics that, you know, men tend to experience throughout their life, where, you know, women and people of the LGBTQ+ community might not enjoy or maybe tend not to based on their community. And so when it leaks over into video games and there's this big promotion of it, you see the quality of what the majority of the gaming community, such as men, want to see. It's just differing ideologies in what they want to see in games.
And don't you love Phil's cute little Doom shirt? Like, hey guys, I'm still one of the bros, right? Look, like, we can still hang, right? Nah, Phil, you're trash. You got cucked, dude. You're useless. So I have found that there are still people out there who deny the simple fact that games have gone woke, homo, and gay in 2024. So in this video, I'm going to literally prove it to you using science.
How can you do this with science? How can you prove that something is woke, gay, or pussified through science? It has to be subjective, no? I mean, I'm not a super masculine guy myself, but I want to say I'm a pussy.
What we will do is read the back of the box description of 6 random games from 2024, and then we will read the back of the box descriptions of 6 random...
Are they really random is going to be the thing. I feel like this is going to be cherry picking beyond terrible. Just based on the one on the right. Is that not, what was that, Concord? We'll see.
Games from the 2000s. And if what I'm saying is true, we should notice a feminization, a pussification, a gayification of video games that has happened the past 20 years. And
that's just Black Panther busting it down. How is that gay? It's just Black Panther.
Before you bring up that video games don't have boxes anymore in 2024, calm your tits. You know what I mean. So to find 6 modern games, I didn't have to look very far. I literally just went to the front page of Xbox Game Pass and found these games. This is clearly what Phil and his team of homos actually expects us men to play.
No. So it wasn't random, like I said. If it had been random, he would have put every game released in 2024 on a wheel and spun that bitch. But no, he went to a suggested thing. There's an algorithm behind what games are suggested, or they're handpicked to be put up. They're not random. These are handpicked to be promoted so that the games feel more inclusive to a wider audience. It's not random. It's like going to McDonald's and wondering why the Big Mac is the biggest picture. They want... That's their name brand. No, what am I saying here? It's like walking into McDonald's and wanting to see a Whopper up there. But you just have... What the fuck am I saying here? Hi there, me again. Sorry for the rambling, but what I think I was trying to explain was what the internet would call bean soup theory. It stems from a post of somebody's bean soup recipe. And somebody had commented, I don't like beans, what can I substitute for them? Now, obviously, if it is a bean soup recipe, you probably cannot substitute the main ingredient in the dish. And it led to this online theory where people have gotten so used to seeing catered social media feeds to the point where it is almost narcissistic to assume everything on your feed is catered towards you, or everything that you see on social media is 100% catered towards you. I believe it heavily applies in this case, as this man is seeing things that aren't catered towards him, so he must assume there is something wrong with it, that it needs to be changed, when simply it's just not for him. Either way, back to the video. And these aren't random. These are definitely handpicked. You can't go to the front page of something that's suggested and say it's random. Forgot to include Dustborn, but you get the idea. What the hell is Dustborn? Oh, okay, that game.
Dungeons of Hinterberg, Flintlock Siege of Dawn, Flock, Magical Delicacy, and Chia. Now you might say, oh, Andrew, you're specifically picking out games aimed at children. No, dude, I'm literally just going to the front page of Game Pass, and these are 6 games featured on the front page of Game Pass. Also, side note, isn't it weird that these pedo developers are always making games aimed at kids? But that's a whole other thing I'm not going to get into right now.
He's not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. What does he mean, pedo? Because a game is developed for a younger audience?
All right, so what games from the 2000s should we compare these with? These are 6 kind of random games that I just happened to pull off the shelf without...
Now this is random. Well, from games he played back in the 2000s. He is male. He obviously has a bias towards the manly games. It's not random. I mean, you can't claim random if it's not random. His selection was biased from picking the early 2000s games. And the suggested games were also biased. But that's whatever. We'll see his reasoning.
Thinking too much about it. They are Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30, Ride to Hell Retribution, Modern Warfare 2, Dark Sector, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Chronicles of Riddick, Assault...
One of these games was already mentioned as being manly and something that he liked. How is that not biased?
On Dark Athena. And again, all I'm going to do here is read the descriptions and we will compare. 2024 Creatures of Ava. Let your empathy guide you as you play an exciting action-adventure creature saver game. Understand and tame the creatures of Ava and let them lead you through a variety of...
Does he have to read it like that?
ecosystems, all in the hopes of saving the planet from a life-consuming infection. I also found out that the two main characters of this game are, of course, homosexual black women because, 2024. Let your empathy guide you? Like, what the hell? I don't I don't play video games to let my empathy guide me in, ooh, I want to be gay and collect creatures and like this game just sounds retarded, let's be honest.
I've never heard of the game, to be honest. But I mean, the game wasn't made for you. Gaming has advanced so far in the last 20 years. There's a wider audience of people who play it. You have to expect that there are games not geared towards you.
So now let's compare this with a game from 20 years ago. 2005, Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30. The back of the box says this: they would sacrifice everything except each other. Like, damn, dude.
If you ask me, that quote was pretty gay. They would sacrifice their wives at home for the dude sitting right next to them. That sounds kind of gay to me.
Just grabs you by the balls. Like,
now we're grabbing balls? What is this? Oh no, old games aren't gay. Let's just have a bunch of dudes hang out.
That is the back of a box. I'm like, okay, I'm interested now. That is a dope intro for a back of the box. It goes on: the night before D-Day, 1944, the paratroopers of the 101st Airborne Division are dropped into Normandy and scattered behind enemy lines. As Sergeant Matt Baker, lead your squad through 8 harrowing days that will define history and unite you forever as brothers in arms. Like, bro, like the balls of these games description. I have to go play this game now. See, this is what's honestly missing from the 2024 homo trash. Like, nothing is good anymore. Nothing grabs us. This is why video games profits are down. And they've completely quit catering to their base market of men.
He made a point that I agree with. They don't cater to their base market of men, which is not an issue. I guarantee you that a developer who would make this game wouldn't also make the game he was shitting on just a moment ago. Like, it's okay for companies in the same space to make different things. Like, 2 paint companies can make different colored paint. Doesn't mean they're appealing to the same audience. One company may make blue paint, the other one makes green. They don't care if the people who want blue paint buy the green paint. I mean, they would like that, but they're catering what they want towards green. People who want the green paint, not towards the blue. They make the green paint. They want as many people to buy green paint, but they're still going to be displayed to everybody in case somebody changes their mind from blue paint to green paint. It's not hard to understand that.
Next game, 2024 Dungeons of Hinterberg. Armed with a sword and a tourist guide, explore the...
He's doing it. He's mocking the games actively.
Beautiful alpine village of Hinterberg and uncover the magic hidden within its dungeons. Master magic, solve puzzles, slay monsters.
Listen, Fable, an old game from the 2000s, had all of that in it. You don't like the wording of it? You don't like the art style? You don't like that the main character is a female? It's not different at its base, as in gameplay. It's an art style you don't like. It's bright and colorful. Oh, God forbid there's a female you're not trying to seduce, and you have to play as them. Oh!
All this and more awaits you in Hinterberg. Like, okay, I like swords, but based on the game's art style, I know within the first 5 minutes, we're meeting somebody's non-binary boyfriend. Like, nah, dude, I'm good. Now compare this with the 2013 masterpiece, Ride to Hell Retribution. Back of the box says this: 2 fists, 2 wheels, no rules. Now, it's a little cheesy, but I already know one thing. This game has balls, but it gets better. A lone rider, Jake Conway, locked in a battle to the death against a ruthless gang of bikers called the Devil's Hand. Okay, and you got a hot chick on the back. Like, dude, I'm in. I want to play this game now. These 2024 games will be 3 sentences long and still can't grab my attention. And then with like 1 word, this 2013 game completely has me by the balls. Like, guys, it kind of makes me...
Again, presumably other men have him by the balls. All I'm gonna say.
sad that America actually used to export like cool.
Listen, games are in general are still good. There's I feel like higher expectations set on games now because we expect them to improve at a rate that wouldn't make sense. Like technology can only get so good in a matter of time to where you see a noticeable difference. And it's not that games are getting worse. It's that they have this time frame because of capitalism. They need to see returns on investment and yada, yada, yada. They have this time frame where maybe the original game that was fantastic, they got 8 years to make it. Like GTA 6, Rockstar knows if they fucked up and rushed GTA 6, it'll kill their company. So they have to take their time. They can't just shove one out every other year. Like Call of Duty. I digress, but whatever.
Stuff to the world, and now it's just homo woke garbage that America is exporting. Like I know you dudes in Europe know what I'm talking about. Like America used to export, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, the Stallone movies, like all of the awesome stuff of the 80s and 90s. And look at like the homo trash garbage that America is exporting today, and it's such a shame. Next game, 2024 Flintlock Siege of Dawn. Step into the boots of Noor Van Anik, an elite member of the Coalition Army.
Hold on.
Shame. Next game, 2024 Flintlock Siege of Dawn. Step into
explosions? Undead?
the boots of Noor Van Anik, an elite...
What the fuck was that thing? Dead fucking skeletons hanging from ropes? How does this not fit your male appeal? How does it not fit your appeal as a male? How does this game not appeal to you as a male? Because the main character happens to be a woman?
A member of the Coalition Army, joined by Inky, a mysterious fox-like companion, in their quest for vengeance against the gods. Guided by Inky, who shares his knowledge of the world with you, your combat skills and traversal abilities will be imbued with this magical powers, making you a duo to be reckoned with.
In what world? Does that not sound like a good game? Because he has a pet? I still don't understand his argument with this one. Like, I have seen nothing wrong that would persuade me away from this game. Like, honestly, it doesn't sound that different from God of War. Other than there's what looks like some sort of powerful fennec fox that you play as, and then the main character is a woman who you play as is.
Like, nah, dude, it just sounds gay. It sounds queer. Why is there...
How? In what world? I bet you this guy loved God of War. In God of War Ragnarok.
Every game like this now, it's always some magical nonsense that never sounds cool. It's like none of these developers beta tested any of these ideas with normal guys. I guarantee you...
I've never heard of the game, sadly. But to me, it sounds like any other fucking game that doesn't involve just straight up guns and war. Like realistic war.
You get a bunch of straight dudes in a room and they would tell you this idea was terrible. Oh, but the cherry on top, of course, is this. Black female lesbian girl boss as the main character. Like, F off, dude. I'm not playing. I think it's a woman. It might be a man. It might be a they, them. All right, jumping back to the 2000s. And I know...
Modern Warfare 2 was randomly picked. Bull fucking shit.
This isn't fair to compare this game, but it just popped off my shelf. 2009 Modern Warfare 2. Back of the box says this. Modern Warfare 2 continues the gripping and heart-racing action as players face off against a new threat dedicated to bringing the world to the brink of collapse. Like, yes.
That was way less than what the fucking last game he just showed was. That was so less entertaining. Oh, there's a bad guy and it's gonna end the world from that. What does that do for anybody? Nothing. At least the last one told you that you're fighting gods.
Yes, dude, I want to know that new threat dedicated to bringing the world to the brink of collapse. Also, if you had played Call of Duty before this, you're kind of already invested, so it's a great tagline. 2024 game, Flock. Flock is a multiplayer co-op.
I still don't understand. Like, his reasoning is so biased. It's crazy. Like, I have yet to see anything objective or scientific about this entire thing. Holy fuck, my hairline. Fuck Justin Bieber. What? It's literally been nothing but subjective. I have not seen one piece of hard evidence. Had he given like some sort of statistic that said, this many games were released in 2005, and this percentage of them had a gay or lesbian or female lead, and you would expect to see like maybe 5% or whatever the fuck it would be. And then you come to 2024 and see, oh, all these games, AAA games released. AAA, both years, by the way. You would want to see how many games were released by AAA, and then what percentage of that have predominant. No, you can't even include predominant. You just got to say gay, lesbian, or fucking female leads, apparently, to this guy. Somebody in, that community. Then you compare the percentages. He handpicked games he had already bought. He had already bought them. Said, oh, these are random. That's not random. You bought things that were to your preference already. It's literally the definition of bias. And then to go to 2024 to the suggested recently added tab, Game Pass. I don't know when this released. It could have been Gay Pride Month. And there was a release of, games that cater to that audience. As I would think would make good marketing tactics. You release games that suit your audience during a celebratory period. I've yet to see anything objective. It has all been subjective so far.
Game about the joy of flight and collecting adorable flying creatures with your friends. Soar through beautiful landscapes, seeking out rare and elusive creatures to add to your flock. Like, dude, this shit is gay. Like, this is either designed for a 5-year-old or it's designed for a 30-year-old gay man or it's...
So what if it's designed for a 5-year-old? 5-year-olds can't play games? I'm sure if I was 5-year-old, my mom wouldn't let me play God of War or Call of Duty at 5 years old. That's a bit young. I don't even think I could hold a fucking controller at 5 years old. Whatever.
Designed for a woman, but none of those people are buying Xboxes. Like, Phil, you're retarded and your company's going to go out of business if you keep this up. All right, jumping back to the 2000s, this is a good one. Dark Sector 2008. Become the ultimate weapon. The virus, the source of your pain. Your enemy, your power. Unleash the deadly power of the glaive and become the hero. Like, dude, that's the back of a box right there. Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm like, whoa, a virus? My power? What is the glaive? Like, what is this about?
I'm sorry, but, virus and glaive? Definitely isn't as cool as killing gods, like the previous game. Not Flock. The other one? Sorry, but a fucking... whatever the fuck a glaive does is not as... This is also subjective, by the way. Everything I'm saying right now is subjective. To me, does not sound as cool as getting revenge on gods. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
I want to become the ultimate weapon. Like, in the 2000s, games were made by straight dudes. And in 2020...
Also subjective. Pretty sure there are some gay dudes in the 2000s that made video games. They might not be open about it. I guarantee you there were some gay dudes that worked on Call of Duty.
Games are made by mostly gay men and women. Like, it's that simple. Men, actual straight men, we want power, we want cool weapons, we want, deadly powers and glaives and becoming the ultimate weapon. That sounds cool. But if you're a gay man or a woman or a child, none of which are people who actually play video games, then you want to collect adorable creatures. It really comes down to that.
He's just making assumptions about people. You're telling me there aren't women that want to see blood and guts and fucking war? It might not be a majority of them, but, there are definitely female streamers and content creators who play a lot of shooting games. Your just thought of thinking is just so biased. It doesn't make any sense.
2024, Magical Delicacy, and I've made fun of this game before. A wholesome pixel art platformer Cook magical delicacies from a vast collection of ingredients in your own shop. Explore an unfamiliar town and deliver tasty treats to the townsfolk. Like, no, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, no straight guy has ever thought, I want to deliver tasty treats to the townsfolk. That is something women would do, but that is not something a straight guy would be like, ooh, I want to deliver tasty treats. Jump.
Okay, the game wasn't made for you or your community. Okay. I mean, don't play it. Let the company go out of business, but they seem to be surviving.
Jumping back to a classic from the 2000s, Deus Ex Human Revolution 2011. The big text says, the truth will change you. Like, damn, son.
The truth that this guy is probably closeted homosexual, if we're being honest. Just been in denial most of his life. But he's been pegged by every girlfriend he's ever had, so...
What truth? I have to know. What is being hidden from me? It goes on. Critically injured after a deadly attack, Adam Jensen undergoes a life-saving operation, augmenting him with powerful cybernetics.
An operation? You know what that means? There was one male doctor and about 7 female nurses. Ugh! Ugh! God! Ugh! Women! Ugh! Not video games. Ugh! Gross! Ugh!
Caught in the middle of a vast conspiracy, Adam's choices will affect both himself.
Conspiracy? That's the same as gossiping. Ugh! Women! Ugh!
And all of humanity as he seeks answers across the globe. Like, dude, I am rock hard right now. Like, I want to play this.
Making it gay. Look, I see nothing but dude. This is him talking about other male-centered video games. Not talking about sexy women. Talking about the main character. Getting rock hard. Yes, I am. I mean, I know it's a figure of speech, but... Come on, you can't go around calling everything gay. And then say you get rock hard. Looking at other dudes in video games. I mean... Call it hypocrisy.
This game. I don't want to play anything about collecting adorable creatures or delivering gay treats to people's house.
I will say, Pokemon has been around for a really, really long time. And guess who played most of that? Men. Collecting adorable creatures is a thing. Granted, a lot of guys went for the big badass ones. Pikachu is considered adorable, and a lot of people had that on his team, on their teams.
I want to play whatever Human Revolution is about. And it's funny because, like, I can't put my finger on exactly what made 2000s games so good, but it has something to do with men. We're dudes and we want games about dudes.
That sounds gay. It does. If you ask me if you could replace every person in Metal Gear Solid 4 with all just super thick Latinas, I'd do it. That would appeal to me more than the old fuck right there. Big booty Latina would be so much better than a gray-haired old ass man. The exact same game, you just replace the characters with big booty Latinas.
We want games about male transformation and identity and a man who is going through something, who is actually a man. I can't really describe what made the 2000s games so good other than that they're focused... Games about male transformation and identity.
So, gender affirmation, as many trans people have done.
And identity and a man who is going through something, who is actually a man. I can't really describe what made the 2000s games so good other than that they're focused exclusively on the male psyche. because it was men playing the games. It's always been men playing the games. So as long as Sony and Xbox don't realize this obvious fact and keep designing games for 14-year-old girls, for women, and for gay men, I truly think Xbox is going to go out of business, and Sony will go out of business if they don't figure out who their audience is quickly.
I won't deny, if AAA companies expect to make a lot of money off of trying to display the LGBTQ plus community, I mean, if they're making big, like Call of Duty level, God of War level, LGBTQ plus centered, I will say, there's nothing wrong with including them. But if you have it centered around that, there's a good chance it will not do well because of people like this man that are extremely homophobic. I mean, I'm not gay, but like, me and the homies are. I just had to take a break. I realized I was not recording screen audio.
Like, no, dude, this just sounds like some cozy garbage trash game. Like, if I wanted to, if I wanted to chill out and do nothing, I would just go do something besides play a video game. But when I play a video game, I want to have like an intense experience. I don't want to have some cozy trash experience. So my only thinking with this is that Xbox seems to think that their target is gay men, 5-year-olds, and women. But the super obvious fact, as I've said it again and again, is that their audience is full of 30-year-old dudes. So like at this point,
I already made this point.
I just think Xbox is probably going to go bankrupt because they
Xbox
keep putting stuff like this out. All right, and let's look at the final game here that I found from the 2000s. And it is called The Chronicles of Riddick: Assault on Dark Athena. You already know this box is about to go hard. At the top, it says in big letters, there is power in darkness. See, like men, we want power. We're all about powers and domination and conquering. Understand your audience, guys.
This guy definitely gets pegged. Like, there's just more and more evidence. The more he talks, there's more and more evidence for it.
Below that, it says, a dark, intense shooter set in an epic sci-fi world. Like, this is all things we want. We want darkness, we want intensity, we want shooting, and we want sci-fi. Riddick brings the darkness with
a tentacle. Pegged with a tentacle. Just fit everything you said right there.
We want shooting, and we want, like, this is all things we want. We want darkness, we want
dark room,
want intensity.
Begging is intense.
We want shooting, and we
shooting loads.
We want sci-fi.
Tentacle, yeah.
Riddick brings the darkness with stealth, action, and brutal melee combat. And then for the first time, play as Riddick in multiplayer on System Link or online. Below that, Riddick, the most ruthless criminal in the universe. In his latest chronicle, Riddick has been captured by the Dark Athena, a mercenary ship hell-bent on eliminating him once and for all. Using his intense hand-to-hand combat skills, explosive firepower, and lethal stealth, Riddick must shut down the maniacal Captain Ravas and her deadly crew when Riddick steps into the darkness.
Did he say her deadly crew? This game's for the gays!
No one is safe. Like, dude.
You're right, no one's safe! No one's safe from all these goddamn gay people! Ugh. Holy shit, a female in a video game! Fuck!
Don't you want to play that game? Darkness.
No, it's for the gays!
Power, prison. These describe the kind of games that guys...
Prison! Exactly where all the gays need to be!
That straight men want to play. And it's sad to see the video game industry completely bottoming out and completely dying right now because they're chasing audiences that don't exist.
The audiences do exist. The video game company is not bottoming out because it caters to a wider audience. It's bottoming out because of stock. I mean, I don't know. Why else do you think Call of Duty is putting a brand new game out every year? Huh? I can't think of any other reason. At least back in those older days, it was 3 companies taking turns. So it'd be every 3 years, a Call of Duty would come out, or some iteration of it. Instead of, it went down to 2 companies I don't know if it's down to one or not, but it seems like it. This is not the reason why game companies are bottoming out. Some maybe, but not all.
Gay men don't play your games. Kids don't play Xboxes. Women, gay men don't play.
Gay people do play a lot of video games, but they're 3% of the population. Okay? 3% of which population? The entire world? Just the US? US, North America? North and South? 3% of 8 billion people is 240 million. It's a big number of people.
Your games. Kids don't play Xboxes. Women don't play Xboxes.
Once again, simply not true as a general statement.
Phil Spencer and PlayStation and all these companies need to wake up and freaking realize that straight dudes are playing these games and they need to be making games for us. So developers, if you are listening, give us manly games. Give us power. Give us darkness. Give us violence. Give us brawny buff dudes who beat the crap out of people with our sick powers.
He likes big jacked men. That's all I'm gonna say. At least in the video games he was criticizing, there was more women, female-esque, femme presenting. Nothing wrong with a femboy every once in a while.
And if y'all do this, if y'all quit being pussies, if y'all quit pussifying the game industry and actually give us manly games, we will buy games again. But the video game industry, the video game economy is going to keep crashing until y'all give people what they want. It's so simple. I'm out of here.
There's a part 2 to this that I'll probably have to get to at some point. But he definitely stated in the beginning that he was going to use science to prove that the majority, I don't know if he said that specifically, of video games are now too inclusive for their main demographic. I mean, there are definitely games overall have become more inclusive. I'm not going to argue that point. But the fact that he's stating these games are bad simply because they don't appeal to him specifically, or who he calls a majority of the demographic, is absurd.
Artlist.io